All right, guys, we might be back. Maybe, hopefully. You guys let me know if you found the new stream. Holler at us in chat. We really didn't miss much. It don't look like it's still in the chop box while we was having difficulties there. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully we get back at it here. And the lag not be hopefully too bad or anything. Hopefully you can hear me, see me. Melinda says she can see me. Dane Husky Life Deluxe. Are you here? Hopefully everybody find their way back. If you had notifications set, hopefully so. I did not post a link anywhere like in Discord or anywhere else. I just went automatically back in to start the stream. No problem. No problem at all, Vita. I appreciate you coming back. We don't let technical difficulties get in our way. We don't get emotional about it either. We just work on them calmly. I mean, what do you do, right? It happens. Technical things happen. Now I just need to get my own situation in order over here. I got a mess in tabs going on where I was trying to fix everything. Get Ninja Trader pulled back up. Well, you guys can see Ninja Trader, but I got a lot of things closed. Get set up. Get back in the groove of things. All right. Getting there. Okay. Well, it looks like a decent amount of people got back to us here, found us, so that's good. Well, maybe one day you can be, Avita. Hopefully you can be. We should always be here. Hopefully. There's Swang. Swang is back. Good, good. It sounds like people are finding it. Now let's get back on track here a little bit. So we're coming down out of the chop box here that we have drawn. Well, we'll see. Let's extend our box. Down to 255 or something. Somewhere right there. See if they double tap this yellow line down here. We're in oversold territory on the 1, 2, and 5. So we could be thinking that maybe they double tap this yellow line. Maybe they find some legs down here, or maybe they expand on down to the 4 hour. I would not preemptive try to first reaction that yellow line or anything. We need to wait and see if they want to turn it around because they could push it down into the 4 hour zone imbalance. Avita says that's what she's or what they're working on is boards. So congratulations, keep at it. You'll get there. If you are new here, appreciate it if you smash the like on the stream and maybe even leave a comment or any of the shorts that are out there or the new shorts that'll come out daily. That way it'll help the algo push it on out that way, you know, find more people. We're all about building structure. We're not or not building, but reading structure on chart. We don't do the whole, only do something because the indicator says something. We do something based on structure on chart and use the indicators as confluence to why we do what we do. Not the other way around. All right. Let's get this pushed down. Looks like several people made it back. Awesome. All right. I think I'm going to play the 4 hour zone down here. If we can get this push, I want to play this 4 hour zone. Earlier, if y'all remember, I had order set down here in this area back when we was all over here doing something. But now it looks like might just get that chance. So I'm gonna try it again. You know what? I'm not doing it that way. I don't want to be that heavy in the trade because it is Friday. And they could just be like, ha ha, we're going to blow right through that zone and put me in red. I'm just going to do one contract at a time. Not five, not five at a time. Plus, you got to dial back on the risk when you have technical issues like we just had, because the next one we have could be Ninja Trader. That's the last thing I want to do is be in a trade and Ninja Trader freeze up. I hope everybody's doing good today, or at least having a green day, or even if you're just here watching and listening, maybe even learning. Appreciate you being here. Don't necessarily have to be in a trade, you know. Although today so far we've been able to walk through, it seems like a lot more than we was yesterday. More like Monday and Tuesday we was able, look at this. What is this about? A leg to the 50? Leg to the 50 and then a rejection. If you're new here and you have any questions, throw them in chat or something. If we're slow here, talk about it, work through it. Wow. Bull trap. Short over there? Yeah. Nice. The wife is short on it. How many you got? I'm not in anything, of course, as you can see. More than likely, but we'll see. All right, base hits, base hits. Linda said she shorted too. Good job, Linda. Still got one? Nice. What are they doing here? They're going to try to leg this up, find some legs, because they got a whole lot of room on the 5 minute to expand to the top side. Kind of like what they're building there. That they just come down and tag that yellow line again and put in that huge green candle. Why didn't I? And I just said, don't be preemptive and do a first reaction trade off of that yellow line, and look at what it did. Did anybody take that long off that yellow line when I was saying that not to do that? Like, don't do first reaction. First reaction plays play better. They play better on a bullish market, not a bearish market, most of the time. Man, wow, wow, wow. What is that? That's 236 to 287. Wow, what a candle. Well, we didn't play first reaction, so we lost a pretty good trade in that one candle. But you know what else we did? We stayed safe so that we could trade another day. Discipline, discipline. Swang said no. ATR sitting around 20, and it's 11 o'clock. We're at the whole hour, so uh, there could be a little volume type push right in this area. Anytime you got to pay attention to whole hour and half hour numbers on the clock because it's something you should pay attention. Look, 11 o'clock, and look, did you see how that candle moved different? It was like, all right, we found more buyers. Oh man, funny. Now, if I know that can happen at the whole hour, why did I not take the trade? I guess. Well, because you can't base a trade plan around the fact that you might get volume at one of those numbers. That's no reason to take the trade. So, yeah, it could go against you. But I'm glad that happened live just now because we was talking about it when the clock ticked, and then there it is. It might hit that prior day low right there, that red line again. That'd be what, triple top if we do it. So I'm gonna be looking for a short play somewhere up here, unless they reject right here. Then holding off for a minute. The 5 minute chart, the 50 EMA is at 461. You know, it's a long ways up there, but I can see him on the 5 minute trying to get it back up there at some point, maybe. I will be. If they keep this red candle up in this area like this, oh, see. If they make it too big, I'm not taking it. But if they would have kept it up here somewhere and it closed around 305, 300 to 305, I'd think about taking it on the close, but a little too much because that's kind of like a 50 EMA retest right here that it did. So it's questionable. Are they going to reject here again, or are they going to try to build something right? Ultimately, you could get somewhat of a pullback here for the 1 and 2 minute to cool off a little bit because the 5 minutes ready to go. It's way down here, the oversold area down here on the kill zone, curling up, or trying to curl up. Not so much now that this candle's getting put in like that. Like it would have been another good short trade right out of this area up here again. We're going to have to be careful of a range here now. We tap the zone up here, tap the line down here, tap the zone up here, tap the line down here. Are they pulling back to the yellow line so that we can tap and then go back up into this area? This could be a range thing going on here until they figure out, you know, below 230. Unless it gets below 230, you need to be thinking, oh, maybe I need a long. If it stays under, any of this up here, 230 or 325 to 330 or so, if it stays in that zone or below, you need to think, oh, short play. Until they break out of one of these, top side or the bottom side, you could be playing range. I'm not going to do it because now that I said it on the stream, if I try to buy at this yellow line, I'm probably going to end up 1,000 points down, so I'm not doing it. And I also don't know that I like this trade here about this bounce because if we take this low out, they could find enough momentum to push down in this imbalance zone, this green box. Need to find some decent trades here. Still got several accounts need to try to rotate through. But if we don't get through them, that's fine. It's Friday. We're not going to force anything. And where a lot of people, their goal was to be green, the real goal was to be in control. Because if you're in control, then you'll be green. And if you are in control and you end up red, that is fine as well. Because if you use good risk management and you are in the red, you can live to come back Monday and trade another day, right? Control. Control is the goal. I'm not looking at her. Actually, I will. Control is the goal. We can't will the chart our way. You know, we could try. You get the leaf blower out and blow it on the screen and see if you can get that candle to go your way. But it's not going to work. It's going to blow the screen over and crack. And so if you do win, you're going to take them winnings and go buy another screen. Be patient. A little bit of wisdom from the fountain of wisdom. I don't know if it's really wisdom, but it was kind of funny to me. All right. So they've swept out the bottom and they swept out the top of the chop box. And they keep coming into the box and keep closing price. So we stay out of the range, you know? We stay out of the range for now. Unless you're buying the bottom of the range to go long or shorting the top of the range, you know, you need to be in no shape, form, or fashion should you be taking a trade inside this box. Inside it. Like, I don't understand why you would be, but if you want to take out of the range at the bottom or the top, I could get behind that. Just be careful. Make sure you got tight stop, good risk. I probably won't do it, but I'll cheer you guys on if you do it. If you are on today and you're in the Discord already, if you want to help support the community in outreach, if you're part of other servers and other communities, add the FTE profile tag to your name so that when you're cruising around, checking things out everywhere else, all they got to do is tap on it and they can come join if they want to. If they want to join our community and learn the trade structure. I hope you guys don't think I'm crazy today. Hmm. Wayne said nope. He thinks I'm a normal person. I appreciate that. Uh, we're gonna start when we're slow and we're chopping. We're gonna start a median channel here. Stand up stuff. All right, we got us. Let's see if we get some kind of move here down into this area. I mean, come on, it's got to show us something, right? We gotta go somewhere. I'm tired of being up here in this chop box. Be careful if you're down here thinking you're gonna play the range, and you go long down here off of this yellow line. Just so we're all on the same page, just because it's in a range don't mean it's going to stay there. The more times this taps this, well, let me roll it back because I don't know where everybody is as far as how long they've been trading and experience. So when we look at this range, consider it support and resistance. And the only way support and resistance gets broken through on this situation is the more times it taps this yellow line, sooner or later it's going to break it. Or it's going to support it. And the more times it taps the upper part of this range, it's going to snap it. Can't always believe that it's going to keep bouncing because the more taps it does on a level is making that level weaker and weaker and weaker. is what it does. No matter if it's this level at the bottom or the one at the top, the more times it taps it, that level gets weaker and weaker. Not stronger and stronger necessarily. And then the next thing you know, it taps it on the fourth time, and you think, oh, I'm going to go short. You know, it's been rejecting there every single time. And that one time that you do it, it goes up 100 points. So you must be careful playing the range. It's usually okay, you know, on the first couple times sometimes, but it's when you get up there and it's done it, you know, several times. It gets past 3 for me on it. Fourth time, fifth time, sixth times. One of them times is going to be the time more than likely. What did we say about taking a position chart box like? Yeah, maybe one day we'll let you run the stream. How about that? Was you in the green? Good job. Don't look like everybody found us and got back to the stream, I don't think. But a lot of people. I think I'm going to try to play them coming out of the top of this chop box. Things are setting up like they might take a lick. Might be able to scalp out or hold on, maybe get a better move. Like they might want to come up here and finally break through this level up here is what I think I might be seeing here. Or they could reject again. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna scalp out though with some of these if it goes my way. Rid of 2 there. I'll get rid of 2 up here. Nice. Put a stop in right here. Hey, Jake found us again. He says to the moon. Moon. Come on, let's go. At least get us back up here. I'm going to put them right here where we had this rejection here. Oh, don't do it. Come on. Get the push up there. Stop me. All right, I got 1 left. I'll just hold 1. The top of the top of the channel. Like up here, top of the channel, or top of this box. Right. I think I'm gonna reject over here at this prior low, yesterday's low again. Something setting up here on the 1, 2, and 5 minute that I think they're gonna try to push this higher. Yeah, I'm with you, Jake. It's what it looks like. I'm with you, man. You know, we got this big imbalance up here, getting back up here to the orb. What I do see happening though, they're gonna, if they do try to make this push, they're gonna get up in here somewhere. Hopefully, can break structure here above all this crap that we've been rejecting off of. Get a pullback and maybe a better leg because the 5 minutes looking a whole lot better now. I'll hold this one. I'll let it go against me and see what happens because we still could get this pullback. Wow. Uh, I think they're going to get that, honestly. I think we're going to break structure in this 4 hour box here where we've been rejecting the prior day lows at 325, something like that, 4. I think we're about to break out above this, hopefully. I'd like to see them push hard and close up here with a nice candle. And then if they want to do the pullback for some cooling off on the 1 and 2 minute for the next leg up. If anything, we could just still be early. You know, maybe we're too early. It looked like it was shaping up to do that on the chart though. So we could be a little early. That don't mean it won't happen. It might not happen yet. So might have just timed it wrong. Now that I'm in the trade and I still have one, you know, I'm willing to let it come all the way back down to the range now. I'll just buy more, but see. If they can turn here, if they can push this back up and close green and not put in another leg down, you know, maybe they can start forming here some better structure, say higher lows or whatnot right here, and get up here and take out the high here. We really need to see that form. Keep pushing. See, they cooled this 1 minute indicator off a little bit, but you know, they be nice if it would have got down here to like the 50-yard line, maybe even sweep it. I don't want to see it come all the way back down to the oversold territory. Yeah, I don't like that either, but that could be a timing issue. We might just still be early, and maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe it's not gonna give us what we think it will give us, what it's looking like. It just looked like it was shaping up to be that. It don't mean it's gonna. It will definitely look better if they can find a nice green candle though to close up in this area somewhere. Preferably if they get to 330, 332, 335, somewhere up here, you know, push it up here, close it. And then if they want to build structure up there, chop around a little bit, it would look better. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. Sitting here thinking to myself, I would try to add into this trade dollar cost average in if it got down here inside this range at the yellow line. Maybe I would have to determine at that point, do I want a dollar cost average in down here, or do I want to cut loose and just take the loss on the trade? Or do I have, just let it keep the one I got and see and be patient enough, as bad as I don't want to have to sit through all that. But I can't reverse trade down. I don't want to be short. I mean, if it gets back down to the yellow line, or if I reverse trade right here, or say it gets a yellow line and then I reverse trade and go short, I need to know. I'd rather cut ties down here than a reverse trade, because of the way because of what everything is telling me. Then my indicator kill zone is going to be down here in the oversold area. I try not to go short when it's in the oversold area. I'd rather it be up in the overbought area. My luck is it get down here, I reverse trade, and then we get the leg back up to the top of the range, and then I lose both ways. Like that. Averaged in. Nice. Woo-wee. Get it. Sold two more manually. Nice. What I'm talking about. Patience paid. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm closing out of that. I'm done. Nope. Nice, nice, nice. What do you guys think? Did it work out? Beautiful trade. Now that there is why I won't reverse trade, because I've experienced that. I've done stuff like that, and then this has happened to me right there. Just be patiently. The plan has to tell me when to get out. I was willing to wait and average in down here if I needed to, because this is the range. And then if they act like they was going to go on and break this low and push harder to the downside, then I would just cut the trade and take the loss and put a new trade plan together. But if they was going to come down here like they had all these times and then act like they was going to bounce, I would dollar cost average in down there. I only had one, so you know I could have bought 9 more micros down here and it bounced just a little bit and I sell one and it brings my average all the way down here. So dollar cost averaging in ain't for everybody, you know, but you can't just do it to be doing it. If you're going to do it, you need to have a plan around that as well. Like, where am I going to do it and why am I going to do it there? Because randomness is what kills the trade when people say they do it and they get in too heavy too soon and it just keeps going the other way. You have to time your entry on that. I guess I need to rotate out of that account, those accounts. See here. What are we going to do? Remember, triple witching. This right here, this range stuff falls right in line with triple witching. And then that candle falls in line with triple witching. And if they break this range and they put in some crazy move that falls in line with what it can do on a day like triple. Oh, be cautious. Love it. Love it. Now I'm going to cut a short for this live trade out of the stream today and post it tonight. Everybody go smash that like and again leave a comment on it. Let's push it out there on the algo. Let the algorithm get a hold of it. They like it when people interact. Did anybody else just catch that move by chance? Was anybody getting long down here, or was anybody like in the red like I was? What a day. Shot right up to the range and then rejection. Give it all back. That's all right, Deluxe. Melinda just watched. The fact that they did put in that big green candle, test that range, they kind of swept the highs there that we've been chopping around that range. And the fact that they done gave it all back kind of make you wonder if they're going to break out of the bottom of the range and go down. To me, that's kind of what it looks like. Because back here, I was in that trade early. I was in it back here thinking that everything was setting up to make a bigger leg up. And then I got put in the red coming back down in range. And the fact that they hammered it like that and then rejected so hard has got to make you wonder. Instead of a leg up, are they going to break down right here? Or are they just going to keep it in the range? You know, they could keep this in the range the rest of the day. And then, like Jake was talking about, there's a lot on the table money wise up here at the 330 area. And, you know, they could at the end of the day rip this to the upside. And just like that, at the end of the day, they could rip it to the downside. It just depends. They're they're balancing everything out right now, is what they're doing. Trying to balance and let that time decay on them options eat people up. Tricky world out there in the trading market. or trading world. After that candle, I'm just going to kind of sit here on my hands for a minute. And the current 4-hour candle that we're working on right now, there's only 112 points in the range of it. It's not a lot for a 4-hour candle on NQ. So, although there's still 2.5 hours left of the 4-hour candle, so be a whole lot more range in there in the next 2.5 hours. That's a lot of time left. Nice. I'm gonna take this chop box off we had in, since we kind of got this range ordeal going on here. We can kind of tell it's our yellow line, and we can put a line up here for a visual somewhere up in the middle of this box. It swept it and rejected hard. So right now we're still in the range. What a day. What a day we've had. Some decent trades, technical issues. Got everything back up and running before there was really any moves took place. We were still in the chop box. Got back. Like a lot of people found their way back to the new stream. All in all, it's a win in my book. Maybe we find us some more decent trades before it's over with. Maybe they'll break out of the range here soon. Maybe we can end this week on a positive note. Hopefully, we can make sure everybody's in the green or close to it, even break even. Or if it's just not shaping up to be your style, just walk away from it. Don't force anything. It's that mindset of thinking you have to be in a trade that can ruin a good trade before you ever get in it. Or ruin a trade right off the bat. Just the mindset alone. Take write things down. I got my notepad out. I write stuff down all the time while we're on here. And being in control is the most important thing. In control of everything, your emotion, discipline, risk. It's all rolled into one thing, and it's hard. Any trader knows it is a hard thing to have so many multiple things going at one time and trying to be in control of them all while you're sitting there at the desk. It can be a lot. It gets better when you find a community to trade with, though, and you're not lonely trading by yourself. We had that move back there. Them chats come through so fast. I seen a name, Velocity Banking Soldier. Wow. Hiding in the background there. I think you're from Discord, ain't you? Didn't realize you was on. Appreciate you being here, Velocity. You know, if you guys are in the Discord at the end of the day, go put them P&Ls in the P&L channel. That way we can all see progress, comment, support one another. The ATR zone, the 1 minute is around 18. I'll kind of be watching the 11:30, probably watching that 12 o'clock hour just to see if some kind of volume does something weird to try to break out of the range one way or another around that time, 12:30 maybe. Oh, what are they doing? Not a bad idea, Melinda. Appreciate you being here like always. You have a great weekend. Hopefully, see you Monday morning on the next one. Enjoy your time away. Don't know how much more of this chop I can sit through myself. Range. But we're going to try. Hmm. pretty tight to that 50 EMA here on the 1 minute, aren't they? Yeah, if they keep up this slow doing nothing, ATR's down to 15, 16. This weather's starting to shape up around here. I really need to start the mowing season, it looks like here. All this crazy weather, and then I think it's supposed to be close to 90 degrees one day this weekend. Wintertime in the morning when you get up, and summertime in the afternoon. Good day to get some of them yard chores done. Maybe go to the gym. They really just aren't doing much at all. Looks like what they're doing is tightening range. And if that is what they're doing, it could be for a bigger move one way or another. No, Deluxe, you know, I was looking at something a minute ago, thinking that if they tried to break out to the top side, um, I think they would have if they broke out of the top side soon, like here real soon. I'm kind of thinking balance here, but I was looking over here at this other chart a minute ago, and I'm thinking something like this, maybe right now anyway. The longer they keep chopping it, I'll change my mind on that. Maybe even, it might be more like that, maybe is what I'm thinking. If they can break out of this range to the upside, I'm thinking so. Is a possibility. I don't know though. And then if they decide they want to break out of the bottom and balance, look at this, 133 down. Could easily get to that. S2 pivot at 154. Another previous all-time highs is yellow line down 68. So that green line down there is about 24,000. That would be that line is green, which was at one point played major support during a spell, so I left it on there. Yeah. Yeah, swing. It's definitely a holding pattern. A long one, very long one. Enough to drive someone crazy, that's for sure. Hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It seems like if when they decide which way they want to go, it might be a pretty big move. And I'm right there with you. I don't know if I'll be around when they actually do it myself. I'm trying to hold out for it, but hard to do. Yeah, that witching is the whole reason this is like this right this second. Yeah, I was talking about that. It might be better to come back at the end of the day because they tend to be doing this during the day, and they make once they break that range wherever it is when you seem to see some pretty decent moves. But we can't time it. We don't know when it's going to be. Typically, it's later in the day. They're eating up time decay and everything else. They're killing everybody with this, and then they make them sudden movements real fast. So could be a situation where it's just better to stay away from it the rest of the day, period, and survive to trade Monday. Which is I might. I don't know if I'll take another trade or not. Even if I here lately I've been trying to come back at power hour and have a look, and if it really just don't look good to me, then I just shut my system down before I try to force something in power hour. You just got to look and see if there's anything that's pretty A plus going on, set up trade plans, and if there's not, I just shut down and walk away instead of try to force anything. There was a couple times this week it was tempting. I was like, well, I'll just try this trade right here. It looks like it's shaping up, and then I'm like, no, That's not what I'm doing. So then I'll shut my system down. I'll shut NinjaTrader down, and then I'll keep an eye on TradingView, and I'll be like, yep, I'm glad I shut NinjaTrader off. The fact that they've kept range this tight right here for so long now on the 50 around the 50 EMA and not tagging the bottom of the range or top of the range, that was got to make you think that there's a move in store coming soon. They're tightening that coil spring up. And then if anybody does come back and trade power hour, just be careful, be safe, you know, use tight risk management because it could be a wild thing and you don't want to get caught on the wrong side of it. The one thing about this holding pattern right here is that it's slightly inclined to the upside, not the downside anymore. So could be nothing, but to be aware of that. They're tightening this up and they're not putting any lower lows in right in this area. So they're gradually, barely stepping it up. I'm with you, Deluxe. I don't either. They're slow grinding it, and at the same time, you know, I wish that the kill zone indicator was bleeding to the downside. Why they was grinding it like this slowly, but it's not even doing that. If they was doing that and they drained them off down to that oversold area, yet kept price action up here, then I'd really be behind them ripping it to the upside. But that's not the way it's shaping up just yet. The ATR on the one around 13, something like that. I could probably went out there and mowed my yard, and it ain't a small yard. It probably come back in here, still be in this zone. The morning started out decent, like we was gonna maybe have a better day, and then we end up down here in this mess. Really hoping for something more. Yeah, Swing, they probably did. They probably did go to lunch early. Got that 1 and 2 minute kill zone, like in the overbought territory, pretty heavy. And that 5 minute is just hanging out down there, oversold zone, like it's ready to just go up. But nothing's in line with each other, so hard to get behind anything. I feel like if they would pop us out, break out to the top side, then I would probably start myself looking for a short play, depending on what kind of move they made. Because if they do start moving it that way and break out of range, it might go up, and then a bloodbath back to the downside, and then back to the upside. Just depends on what they do and how, if the ATR jumps up there real high. Just seconds away for the clock to roll over to 12. We'll see. You know, I have to do first red candle here in 1 minute. Give us a push down. And a death can. Come back down here in little whatever this range is I was doing. What are they gonna do? Oh, where's that hard rejection like it did back here? Now all of a sudden y'all want to take it up. Maybe they done tapped into it one too many times, like we was talking about earlier, and got it weak enough that they're gonna be able to move this on to the side. We'll see. Oh, nope, not gonna work. All right, take out this wick over here. I can't go long because of where we're at on this indicator, but the 5 minute has a lot of room to expand to the upside. And they could keep that 1 and 2 minute up here in the overbought territory while that expands. For me to want to get into this long, they need to pull this back down into the 50 EMA area, somewhere back down here. Cool them off a little. And what if they just swept this high? Another sweep and then another rejection like back here. Hmm. Oh, give me a death candle. Struggle's real up here. I'm just going to hold on to the two that I have and try to give enough room to breathe in it here and see how if they want to try to drive it down where they're going to drive it to. Now, if they could drive this down, say get down here and break below the 50, I'd probably add to my position if depending on how it sets up. Maybe add to my position a little if we get a bigger push to the downside. I don't know if they're going to try to bring it back down to this range to the yellow line or what. Now I just got to try to get these back to green. I was too early on that first red candle. Went against me. Had to cut my loss there. Around 500 bucks. Yeah, it sure is doing us dirty. If I don't get these back to the green, oh well. I'll try a little bit, try to get a little bit back at a time. Try to keep building a trade plan around something here. Plenty of room to expand to the upside. So, you know, they get this to curl right here at the 50-yard line. They could be pushing another leg up here. Long. Maybe they go on and push it, take this high out. Maybe. Five-minute chart has like all day to expand, it looks like, to the upside. Don't mean that it will, but this is how they do it on a day like today with this back and forth. So it's looking better for the bulls, though, you know, more and more here for a stretch, possibly. Try to hold this out, see if they can make a bigger push to the upside. You know, if they can take out this high and find some momentum, we got more room to expand down here on the 1 minute now. Lots of room on the 5 minute. 5 minute is down here in the 40 to 60 area on the indicator. You know, if we could get a push up there, we're looking at a 100-point move from where we're at down here, right around there. It looks like he's with us on the long here. And it's shaping up. It looks good, but it's that witching day. So, you know, they could keep on with this craziness and chop somebody out. You know, might have to spend some time in the red and hold in order to get the move that you want. Probably gonna just try to hold out and put up a little more risk than I would normally do, for the reason that they're going to keep trying to do this. The market's trying to beat retail on both sides. And, you know, I might get in a little deeper uh, than 5, you know, if they try to come down and do some kind of relief leg down here. I may just hold a few more on what the overall picture looks like. They do need to get up here, though, and take this out. You know, can't be putting in a lower high here. They can't come down here and break this low here. Although they could, and then it could just be a sweep of the 50, and they knocked everybody out. You know, people up here long got their stop below this low right here. They come down there, hunt them out, trigger them all, sweep the 50, and jerk this thing back to the upside. Me and Deluxe are in it long. We're going to try to hold out for 100 points. At least I am. That get me out of the red and way in the green. I think that might be my plan if they try to pull this down, because there's people got their stops hunt or be stop hunting down here if they get down here. And if I can weather that storm, buy a few more down here if they try to sweep at 50, maybe. It's because of that. It's because of this type of move is why I shouldn't have went in with 5. I should have just grabbed 1 or 2 and maybe just had a total of 5. Bought a couple down here, maybe a total of 10, but I try to manage it. Away we go here. Set in Q, made a higher high and had a higher low. No, I'm trying to hold out here as long as I can. Try to capture. Already put a hit on these accounts on that last trade. Come on, let's go. Nice. Come on, push. They pulling on the heartstrings. Come on. Quit teasing us. Got down there. You didn't quite get the sweep, but you got down there. Let's put this stop in here. Take it. Oh, yeah. Keep going. Come on. Don't come back here. Let's go. Where's Jake at? To the moon. Say to the moon, Jake, so it'll go. Oh. There he is. To the moon. Oh my goodness. Come on, man. Push. Find your legs. Whatever. I'm on. Let's go. I'm almost back in the green in these accounts. Go. Give us the 100 points we want. Deluxe says he's with me. He's riding it out. Did you dollar cost average into it, Deluxe, or did you just hold? Go. Hope you're up pretty good, Deluxe. Me and myself, you see me, I put these accounts 500 in the red. Nice. Awesome job, Jake. I'm going to try to follow tight with these 3 because my accounts are just now getting back into the green. And I was copy trading 3 evals here. And I'll hold 2 and let them run if they're going to run. Now I'm back in the red a little bit. Take myself down here. I give it room to breathe. I'll leave that one up top. Nice, Deluxe. What I like to hear. I'm going to leave my sell up top at 5 because, you know, this is going to be one of them moves. If we get the move to the upside that we want, then I will go short when I cover my long. So maybe. I need it to push pretty good though. I need it to get up there. Just back and forth. Now I'm back and I'm still red 40, 50 bucks right now. A lot better than 500 though. Much easier on the eyes to see double digits instead of triple. Yeah, I think we need 100. I mean, I'm looking at that 430 area up there. You know, and there's way plenty of room, like lots of room on the 5 minute to get there. Don't know, but they keep messing around with this hunting people out. It ain't gonna be no slow grind, I wouldn't think, up to that. Like somewhere in this scenario, they're gonna find a crack and it's gonna go fast. But at the same time, since it's a witching day, they're gonna be hunting people out, trying to take it on both sides. Yeah, I like that idea. Sure, and we know they can do it. You know, just give us a hard candle to the upside and get us in this box right up here. But if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. It is what it is. At least I'm closer to being in green. I can reposition and find another entry for a different trade. They come back down there and that wick tested the 21 EMA. You know, maybe they get a push. The 1 to 2 minutes getting pretty hot on the overbought side, trying to. 5 is still down like minus 40 to 60 range. Lots of room to go to up to the upside. Yeah, you say, yeah, if they touch the box and then candle over candle, I could see it. Especially they're getting into this structure right back here at the bottom of that box. You know, that's going to be big for them if they get up here and break that structure. You're right. Somewhere in that area is probably where it would trigger to see that move. I just have to be able to stay in it long enough for it to grind up here. Don't really want to take my stop out of there or move it. Had I not already taken a hit on these accounts, I would do something like that. I would just take the stop off and manage the trade. But I need to lock in what I lock in and move forward from there. Figure out what I need to do to get them green. Deluxe said he got out. So hopefully you had a real nice trade there. I'm hoping. Now they got a nasty little head and shoulders forming right here. What the neckline would be. Almost like they're hunting right there. Man. Well, 61 ain't too bad. Little head and shoulder right here, man. If they That's a long ways away. Come on, let's go. Quit messing around. Drop it. Come on. Keep going. Get me out of the red. Top hunters. Probably just sweeping this, taking people out. I had to make a quick decision on the fly. I know y'all seen me throw that neckline on that head and shoulders there, and as soon as I seen what that candle was trying to do, I just jumped in because now I might be doing a little scalping. I just want to get these accounts green and reset, see what I can put in them. Nice. Keep on driving down. Go down a little bit and take that one there. Might come back and tap me though. Stop me out. All right. That $11. Whew. $500 was gone. Well, now we're to 11 trades in a row there to get it back. Now if I can find me a good entry for a good trade, maybe we can green in this. This a retest of the 50 right here. No, Jake said 100 points downward. Have a look. Got to get us right down here from where we're at. Right at the top of the imbalance zone down here, the green one. And right, it'll sweep the 4-hour zone if they did that. So, boy, that would be sweet. Hard down move. I'd be long down here probably. If they tried that. Can't really get on board with getting short in it again just yet because where we're at here, I don't know if I like that at all. Kind of goes against. Don't kind of. It does not that. At this point in time, it's not like everything that we can trade is going to be an A+ setup anyway. Gotta get as close as you can. Keep good tight risk management. Guess we can get back line. What a day! What a day! 12:30. So they might try to drain this off. What an ugly chart. They did everybody dirty with it. I think that I'm going to be watching for this bottom range down here where we had originally been at that yellow line, and then see if they break below that and want to take it down to that 4 hour zone. Jake was talking about that 100-point move downward is going to put it inside this box. And unless they plan on bleeding it out the rest of the day, you would think we might catch a bounce out of here, down here. Not to say that they couldn't bleed it off for the rest of the day on Friday and it be oversold and grind to the downside. So that's how it happens, Swank. That's what I say all the time. I walk away, I come back, and it seems like 9 times out of 10, it happens right while I'm gone. Deluxe, I have 6. I've got that are activated. I got 6 that are. I have more that need activated, but like with depending on who, like the ones I have with Bullinox, you have to get the buffers put in. You can have up to 11 funded accounts, but you can't have them all at once. Whereas like with Apex, um, you could get up to the 20, and they didn't have any rule like Bullinox does. Bullinox only let you fund 3 at a time, or start with 3, and then you got to get your buffer put in on one of them, and then you can activate the fourth, and then buffer on the second one, and activate the fifth, and so on and so on. It's kind of like a cycle. I currently do not have any funded with Apex. I did in January, held them through January, and then ended up losing them midway through February, I think it was. And and then they did the rollout and all that. When it was all, I can't even remember, but I plan on getting some more Apex myself. Have a couple with Tradeify. What's the best way to deal with blown accounts? Is that what you mean? What do you mean by the best way to deal with them? Oh, yeah, me to stay from blowing them. if that's best way to deal with the emotion side of blowing them. I mean, the longer the longer you're trading, say I might be confused about exactly what what you mean by the question. If you're having trouble, if you're blowing accounts too often, then yes, sizing down more than likely is the biggest issue. More than likely, I mean, have to know all the ins and outs of everything. You know, you need to write everything down that you're doing right versus wrong, or what worked and what didn't. But size is what kills a lot of people. Work on control is the goal, not the P&L. You know, it's a combination. Everything has to work. I mean, not just one factor of the plan or your strategy. Everything has to work from your trade plan to your uh, emotions, the way you handle it, to the way you handle your risk management. If you're missing any single piece of all of it, it can throw everything out the window for you. Let's say you can be a really good trader and have a really good win rate, but when you do take a loss, let's say emotionally you can't handle that, and so you revenge trade, and then you blow up everything you've done because you can't handle your emotional side of it. So everything has kind of got to click and be in a groove with one another. Accepting losses is a big part of trading, and if it's hard to accept the loss, then would be time to step back a little bit and reevaluate, because not everybody wins all their trades and wins every day. If they say that, they're lying. Revenge trading is one of the number one killers of accounts. So it's better. You need to, whatever your strategy is in your trade plan, you need to be setting a standard for yourself every day. If you go red, this is it. I'm walking away. Um, you know, say on you got this whatever size account. Say I'm not willing to lose more than $200 a day, and I'm not. If I hit it, then I'm walking away. I'm not even going to try to make it back, because a lot of times that's a trap. You know, you get down, and if you don't know how to handle it and reposition yourself and take a good trade plan, then that 200 becomes 400 in the red, and then 800, and it just snowballs. So it's better to just learn to accept a small loss to live to trade another day before it becomes a huge loss and there's no more trading, you know, Monday or Tuesday or whenever it happens. It's all part of a journey, you know. Yeah, Jake said, throwing money away, I'll put my Cash App in here. When you're sitting there looking at a chart and you're thinking about taking a trade, if the trade's not like 100% obvious, this is the trade I'm going to take. If you can't say it's 100% obvious, then it means the trade is optional. It means you probably need to stay away from it. Deluxe, everybody does at some point. Now, even people that can have control and all that, you're still going to have days where that revenge trading tries to creep up over your shoulder while you're at the desk. But that's the discipline within that you got to use to be like, no, I'm shutting down, walking away. It wasn't too long ago that I come back in Power Hour sometime last week on one day. One of them days I come back and I had traded 3 of my funded accounts and I copied them, but my size was small, but I lost like 3 times in a row. I was like 170, 180 bucks in the red, and I just immediately logged off. I was like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. So, I mean, it can come creeping up on you. You just got to know when to walk away. Especially with a funded account. Now, if you're in an eval, I treat my evals a little differently. I mean, you just seen I was down 500 bucks and I kept trading, but I wasn't just clicking the button to be clicking the button either. Yeah. Jake said if you trade live with a group, it helps with discipline, and it really does. You hold yourself to a higher standard in discipline and everything else. It helps to see other people be patient and wait, not just jump every time a candle moves. Yeah, Swain said if you need the money from trading, you're chasing the P&L, and it can cause you. And that's 100% accurate there as well. What Swain just said. I mean, yeah, all you guys are right. All hitting the nail on the head. That's why I say, uh, don't follow my trades when we're on here live streaming. Don't do everything I do. Each trader has to trade their way in their own plan, but I think it's a good idea for everybody to learn trade structure. Start with structure because that's where it begins, and put your plan together. And then everybody's risk tolerance is going to be a little different. Everybody's experience trading is going to be different. Some people might be here been trading for a very long time. Some people here might be trading, they might be from the very beginning to a year, maybe a year or two. That's good, Glux. You should never follow trades. It's one thing to follow a trade and then a different thing to have the same trade plan. I mean, if it's a good trade, it's a good trade, but don't do it just because someone else is. I mean, I didn't revenge trade earlier when I was down 500. I didn't lose my mind about it. I didn't get emotional about it. But I did know I needed to be out of that trade because it was about to take out the high at the time, and it did take out the high. And it rejected a little bit. So it knocked me out. When it knocked me out, I just closed the trade, reposition, uh, inch my way back through it. Well, I'm $11 in the red now. I mean, that's huge. And now I'm on the hunt to find a decent trade to make those accounts go green. But I'm not going to force it, you know. It's really surprising that they stopped right here where they're at now on this drive down and have been consolidating down here like this. Everything everybody chimed in there in chat. I mean, every bit of it that I read when I was trying to keep up with it is is on the money. I mean, it all makes sense what they're saying. Unfortunately, the hardest truth is until you get tired of losing, change is oftentimes hard to come. The market will humble you, and I can agree to a certain extent until you've lost pretty good in the market, some things don't click until you take I'm not talking, a $500 loss or nothing like that. You got to take a real loss. I mean, like, I'm not saying $500 ain't a real loss, but I'm talking, you take a pretty big hit, it might make your mind shift. That was one thing that I've heard over the years other people say, and then, you know, I believe that. Yep, yep. Everything you guys are talking about is on point, and that's kind of why another reason I finally got into doing the live stream, because it's as a community we can hold one another accountable and talk about it. Yeah, Jake said cash is a position. It's often one of the best. You know, just keep at it. Don't give up. Trust me, you will get there. But it's not going to be easy. Trading's not easy. There's a lot of work involved with trading, and it's all about holding yourself accountable. See, there is that sandwich. It's about time for one of those. Early on as an early trader, especially dealing with prop firms, you have to think the psychological side they do to you by trying to say put these rules out in front of you, like the same day payout stuff. I mean, yeah, that's great. Get with a firm. You can have same day payouts and blah 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 blah. But at the same time, that's a mind trick for a lot of people because say that you only need $100 $200 to get a payout today, and so you end up forcing a trade so you can get a payout because you're with a company that gives you payouts every day. Well, then you end up blowing your funded account because all you wanted was $100 or $200, and now it's gone. I mean, my mind frame is set on, hey, let's hit base hits. Let's hit these base hits, and then them payouts are considered home runs. You know, look at this. We got all the way back down to our swing range here almost to the yellow line. Crazy. Should have had an order waiting down. Bought that. Try to take a long here if they break structure. Just go. You done got close to the bottom of the range. It's time to get back to the top of the range. This, like, doing me so dirty. Messed up. Let me out. Thank you. Oh, come on. Go back to top of the right. I don't think so. I'm done. Look at that. One fee's gonna eat me up on that one. Now you don't even come up here. I average down into that high, and thing probably take off. No, my back in the same spot. Tell me what you got. All over again. I'll average back down if I got to. Come on, get up here. One there. One up here. Here. Maybe another one. They might come up here and try to sweep at 50. Stop over here. I can drag up here. That way, if it does go against me here, I can only have two. In case it were to drop down here, I could DCA back into the. Wayne said the price is doo doo. Yep, pretty nasty. I liable get these accounts back in the green and break even because of the fees today. Which is fine, but I don't want to end the week these accounts in the red. At least not 500. On, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Maybe I should put my first cover down here inside this box. Test this wick back here on this box. Daddy Don tweet something. Tweak, tweak, tweak. Push. Push. You can do it. Oh, come on. Just give me that one then. Leave this one down here below the 50 EMA. Give it a little room to breathe here. See what they're working with. This ought to definitely get these accounts back to the green, finally. All the way. Today. No. I'll put this one up here in this range area. Maybe they try to get another leg up real fast. Prior day low, red line. Covered, filled, short. See if I can get a short play out of this. $10 minute. Uh, no, I don't think so. I'm good where I'm at for right now. Look, I tried to be slick and go short when it covered. I thought I was about to, accounts were about to go back in the red there for a minute. Come on, let's go. Hard drop. You can do it. Nice. Go get it. Down there and get that thing. Love it. Love it. Patience. Stopped me out of the long. Went short too. Averaged in with 3 more for 5. Come on, you can keep pushing. One more good push down in there. No, not gonna give it to me. That's right. Jake said patience, react, don't predict. Words to live by. Nice. So here we are. These were the accounts I took in the red 500 back here when I was in that trade that went against me. Took out this high back here. I was trying to short up in here somewhere and it got me. So with that said, I might just be done for now. Got them back. I might not place another trade today. I did trade some fundeds in pre-market this morning, but I didn't get much in them. And I don't even know if this is the day for that. I don't know if I want to touch that. You know. Thanks, Swain. Took a little bit of work, but we did it safely. That's all that matters. I don't really think a witching day is a day to even be trading no funded account. So You know, there could be something that pops up. I guess I would be willing to, but it's just a little more risk involved. Even if the A plus setup looks like it's there, A plus setups can fail. Beast mode. I think we've had a really good stream today, even though we had to restart. I mean, for the kind of day we've had today, we have fared very well, considering. I think I'm I'm green across the board right now. Well, I got some evals here that don't really have enough in them. Maybe I could trade those if I could find a. Let me see. What am I looking at? Oh no, it's probably best not to touch them. Probably not without the right setup. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to come back in the afternoons and look at the chart that time of day, and you just never know, man. There's a lot of trades that can happen in power hour, and if you time them right and the chart lines up pretty good, you can usually do some decent base hits or a little better. But you still got to be so careful because in power hour they can whip that thing so fast. Something that looks like it should be a really good trade, it could be, but it might be a really good trade for a split second. So if you ain't fast enough to take the base hit or whatever it is, sometimes to me the R&R on ain't worth it. You know, to trade in power hour. Yeah, Jack, I'm with you on that. That's what I'm talking about. And those are usually, but you still sometimes got to. Them are the ones some that you got to be careful of. You know, sometimes because usually, I guess if you've been trading long enough, though, you can get in them and get out of them before anything crazy usually happens. Or then if you're using a trailing stop or anything like that, can protect you most of the time. But that's what you look for is that coil and them indicators to be adding confluence to the direction. That's what I look at. Yeah, that's the best way right there. Size down and house money. Ooh, what was that move? Um, what's worse to do is for somebody to be say red on the day, or maybe hit their drawdown on the day, and are supposed to walk away, and then try to use that to their advantage, that type of trade at the end of the day, and then they end up blowing an account when they should have just walked away in the first place. What we got going here? Is this gonna be worth anything? ATR is up to 23. I think I better just sit on my hands. I was thinking I'd jump in this thing. Oh yeah. Yep, yep, probably is, ain't it? Man, they're eating people alive today. They sure are. That's exactly what they did. Took everybody out. That was watch them rip it all the way back up here. if it's anybody's on here, if anybody's on here and this is their first time trading on a witching day, lesson to be learned about it is it's a day you could might as well skip. Take a 3-day weekend. Because all they're doing is trying to win on both sides. They're eating everybody. All retail's getting ate up. Bulls, bears, they're all in the same boat. You ain't quick enough to catch any intraday moves, out of the range or something. Those people that like to say take this trade on this leg right here and leave it run, they put their stop down here below this candle, and that's what they just did. They hunted them out, took them out because they know they're down there. Got this drive, and if you wasn't out like you should have been, and literally was holding and let that come all the way down here, I kind of deserve it, I guess. But 330 is level for that. Stop it for the chart to stop it for. I got you. That's funny. Really. And we've been there all day. We're just hanging around. 100 points of range here. About 100, 110, 20 from them swiping this here, this low, back to hit the 330 up there. So trades can be done. You just have to be patient. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. How much of that 6.7 billion sitting there is yours? 6.5 billion? Just 2 billion or just $2? I'd be having $2. Big money. Jake. Big money. You was right, Jake. Stop hunt. Tore him up too, didn't they? Man. Death candle. Right back up. Right back to the 50. I don't trust a day like today. That's why it's hard to trade. Even though you know that they're going to make moves like that, it's still hard to take them. For me to take them anyway. I believe, yeah, I think they will too. I'm sure there's plenty of people got some stops sitting right up here inside this box here. You know, probably even started getting in short of the sweep of the 50 EMA up here. Probably got some stops at 300 or just above. Wouldn't be surprised to see them tackle that out. And then you got your big players up here, probably still short from up here. Still hadn't covered, probably added into the short. And you'll know if they did because if this price gets back up here to this high and it finds a bunch of momentum when it gets up there and cracks, then there was a whole bunch of big players up in there. Short. Lots of money. That's where them ones where the mini players are at. We're micro players, so I don't think that I'm gonna wait all day for all them moves, guys. I think that I'm gonna call it a day. I need to go eat lunch and do some other stuff. It's nice outside. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a day here while I'm still in the green, and I don't even know if I'll look at it at power hour. Go have some lunch, get some things done around outside. So I'm gonna stay safe by walking away while I'm ahead. Uh, I hope to see everybody back here on Monday on the stream, and we'll do it all over again. Today was a great day. I appreciate everybody who was here, uh, showing up and showing out. Yeah, I'm not sitting around till power hour. I don't even know if I'm gonna come back and look. I got other things to do, and it's just one of them days. You know, I don't want to get caught. I ended the week good, so I'm gonna walk away while I can. Not trying to push my luck with anything else. So you guys stay green, stay safe. If you don't like any setups or what it's doing, then just take the rest of the day off. You know, survive to trade another day. See everybody on the next one. Have a great weekend.